Welcome to today's JOYN demo, where we'll go over a day in the life of a lease operator. We'll cover a facility check, a well site visit, some general maintenance tasks, a well test, and checking on chemical inventories. In between, we'll also cover a critical SCADA alarm that comes in unexpectedly. And then we'll round it out with some basic data entry and production data reviews. So let's get started. As usual, on the left we have our web portal for the review by the dispatcher, foreman, or supervisor, and on the right we have our lease operator's mobile screen. We'll start things off with the facility battery check first. We can see this is a high priority task and is our first task on the list. On the mobile app, I can tap the task and it'll deep link me directly into the battery checklist reading form where I can fill out the relevant data as shown. We have a couple mandatory fields in the low and high pressure flare knockout levels, and a few others such as flare, odors, VRU, tank gauge, etc. We'll fill everything out and go back to the My Day screen where we can see the 3 bubbles on the task showing that data is syncing, and once synced, the task will be resolved and hidden away. You can see now it's gone from the mobile, and we will see the update on the web here shortly. There it goes. Alright, so now that that's resolved, let's move on to our well site visit. So while we're on the well site, we may want to check out some production data such as casing or tubing pressure. So we can deep link to the well data screen and pull up the production trends to see how things are going. We can even look at the table below to get an idea of the actual numerical values as well. So now that we're done looking at our data, we can go back to the My Day page. Now, since this is just a visual visit in the real world, JOYN would actually auto-resolve this task based on the device entering the geofence of the well. However, since we're not in the field for the demo, we'll go ahead and manually swipe the task to resolve it. And just like before, it's resolved on the mobile and on the web portal. We can now move on to our general maintenance task. So for this example, let's say the task was to clean or maintain a valve. We'll just swipe to resolve the task, and it's set up to enforce a comment. So we'll just either type or even use the microphone on the phone to voice text our comment that we've completed cleaning the valve, and then hit resolve. Just like before, it'll resolve the task, and the web portal will reflect the same. We can also go into the task details on the web portal and see the comments entered by the user. Now let's go back to our task grid screen. And we are now ready to move on to our next task. Before we move on, we can see we have an unexpected critical SCADA alarm that has come in and is sitting on top of our list on the mobile phone. It also shows up on the web portal. If I pull up a separate view on the web portal, we can see that this task is actually dispatched out automatically directly from SCADA in an Uber-like manner to 4 separate individuals in order to get the first person who can respond to this urgent request. I'll go ahead and accept the task from our mobile phone here, and we'll then see on the web portal for the foreman's view that the other 3 users get unassigned. In the field, these 3 users will get push notifications on their mobile phones stating that I have accepted the task. So now that I've accepted this task, we'll bounce off our original route to take care of this emergency. Let's say we're on site for the alarm, and now I will swipe to resolve, then enter my comment on the resolution, and we're done with our emergency. So just like before, we see this reflected on the web as well. We can now move on to our next scheduled task. Our next task is a well test that is due. We can tap the task, and that links us to our well production data screen. We can tap the well test button and view prior well test records if any exists. And then we can add our well test for today. I'll go ahead and enter the oil, water, and gas numbers and save them. Then I'll review the data and go back to the My Day screen. And like always, we see the resolution in both places on the mobile phone and the web portal. And our last task for the day is our chemical inventory and pump check. Similar to the well test, we can tap the task and go to the chemical data screen to start entering the relevant information as shown on the screen. We'll enter some inventory numbers for our chemical and some pump inlet-outlet pressures. and then we'll head on back to the My Day screen. Just like before, the data syncs and the task automatically resolves both on the mobile and on the web. Last but not least, let's go over some basic production data entry items. Outside of the My Day screen, the lease operator still has access to all the route stops and objects for production data gathering, such as tank levels, run tickets, water, and gas meters as well, as shown on the screen. They can also review the stop totals for individual stops as data is being captured or coming in from SCADA, and view production trends over time. The lease operator can also enter downtime with validations for downtime codes. They can view overall route level production with stop level breakdowns and much more. That's all for now for a day in the life of an operator. Do reach out if you have any questions and we'll be more than glad to answer them. Thanks and have a nice day.